I'm Joy Gamache, and I'm here at Synergy Stables in Colts Neck, New Jersey, working on Jeffrey with his owner, Dana. And Jeffrey is a very nice dressage horse that I've been working with for about 3 years now, and I do him every 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Dana. This is Jeffrey. He's a 12-year-old imported Oldenburg from Germany. I've had him for about 3 years, about the time that Joy's been working on him. She's been working on him since I got him, and we have her work on him consistently every 2 weeks to keep him developing and feeling better, and just sort of working on getting him used to being with people and helping his muscles develop as his work gets really hard. So when Jeffrey came to us, he does actually have a mild case of shivers, which affects his strength in his hind end. So a lot of what Joy and I have worked on is making him really strong over the years. He came with some behavioral issues, a lot of which stemmed from his weakness in his body and the pain that he was in. So a lot of the work that we've done is not only make him stronger, it's made him more comfortable.
So Jeffrey is about 16'2", and being a warm blood, he has very developed muscles. Dressage horses tend to develop muscles in different areas in, say, other disciplines like hunter jumpers or race horses. They do a lot of lateral movements, so they seem to develop their shoulder and the serratus thoracic muscle, which is actually very interesting because this muscle originated the legend of the Pegasus, because it actually is shaped like a wing throughout the intercostal region. And this is one of the muscles that the dressage horses will use for lateral movements and for stabilizing the trunk. And most dressage horses are usually tighter in their neck. They're also tighter in this area, and then back here as well in the bicep femoris muscles, because they're asked to do a lot of intricate movements. So I see Jeffrey every 2 weeks, and I address the areas that he needs actually. Different as Dana progresses in his training. He might get a little sore, as you would if you were to go to a gym and you were to lift weights all of a sudden and you're using this muscle differently. So that muscle might be a little sore, a little tense, so I'll come in and I'll work with that muscle, and I'll work with Jeffrey so that he's happier in his training and he's happier under saddle. And the basic thing with Jeffrey he's come such a long way. He's such a gorgeous creature, and he has progressed so much over this past 3 years in trust. In the beginning, I wasn't able to even touch his hind end. He was afraid of being in pain, and I've worked with Dana and with their trainer in order to keep him comfortable so he could progress to the level of training that he's at right now.
So one of the fun things about Joy working with Jeffrey so consistently is I'll have a ride where he doesn't bend as well one direction, or he's a little heavier on one rein, or doesn't move through his back as well. And I'll come to Joy and I'll say, you know, this felt weird, this felt odd, and I get a lot of feedback from Joy, and she'll tell me, well, that makes sense because this muscle is tight, or that makes sense because, he's a little sore here. And for me, it's just a lot of fun to be able to have that sort of conversation to really understand what my horse feels when we're going through, all the work that he does, that he tries so hard at. I really like to give him that opportunity to feel better, even though because he tries so hard, that Joy comes and relieves all of his, ailments as they sort of come up, and it just keeps him working, and he's always happy because of it. So Jeffrey's ultimate goal, or my ultimate goal for him, is to make him a successful show horse to some degree. He's pretty competent at about third level now. I think he could make it. You agree? I think he could make it to be a pre-St. George horse. He's working on his changes and a lot of his more advanced lateral movements, and I'd love to maybe get him somewhere where he could compete and show off what he can do.